the more I was exposed to the Bible, the more I believed it. With careful, sequential teaching, like working through expository preaching, exegetical preaching, working through one chapter at a time, I could see the coherence of it and the way that it just made sense, and it just won me over every time. For me, it became clear that it all came down to whether or not Jesus rose from the dead. As the Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians 15, if he did not rise from the dead, then Christianity is a cruel joke. It cannot be true. But if he did rise from the dead, then it is the truth and it changes the world. So it came down to one question, and that's one of the neat things I've always appreciated about the Christian message, is that you can actually test it. There's a point where you can test it. It's falsifiable, unlike any other religion or philosophical system that can't be tested. This can be tested. If the resurrection happened, it's true. If it didn't happen, it's not true. And in the end, if I looked at all the historical sources, I thought about the eyewitnesses, I considered all the arguments against the resurrection, and concluded it's harder to believe that he didn't rise from the dead than it is to believe that he did. And I honestly believe that. I didn't have to convince myself into that. I just intellectually cannot believe that he did not rise from the dead when you consider the evidence. It's what the eyewitnesses claimed and what happened to them that's the key. So the original disciples are a big factor, but Paul is a big factor too, because Paul had nothing to gain by becoming a Christian or fabricating a story about the resurrection of Jesus. He had everything to lose, and he was passionately opposed to the message of Jesus. That's the thing. And so for me, Paul's testimony that the risen Jesus really did appear to him on the road to Damascus, and then you see the incredible transformation in his life, a transformation that could only occur if he genuinely and honestly believed that that event happened, leading to intense suffering and persecution all the rest of his life, and finally martyrdom, being beheaded in Rome. I cannot believe that Paul made up that story. It makes no sense that he would make up that story and devote his life to something that he knew was false. See, now, people die, even today, people die for what they believe in. That's not the amazing thing. The amazing thing is, if it's a lie, he died for something he knew was a lie. And that's true for all the eyewitnesses who died for their faith. They died for something they knew was false. And I can't accept that. I can't accept it. It makes no sense at all. It's easier to believe that there is a God who can raise the dead than to believe that these people fabricated a lie and then willingly suffered and died for it without any one of them recanting and saying, before someone pulls the trigger, you know, wait, don't kill me, we made it up. You know, no, they all willingly and joyfully went to their death for this. So I think the only other option, and this is the one that really the most intelligent skeptics go for, is that no, they really did believe it, but they were deceived. It was hallucination or something like that. And again, you consider the stories and the evidence, it just doesn't stack up. It's, again, it's easier for me to believe that there is a God who raises the dead than to believe in this group hallucination for 500 people that occurred over 40 days. They all saw the exact same thing at different times, and so on and so on. You know, it just doesn't hold water for me. It's not because of intellectual objections or evidence or lack of evidence. In the end, it comes down to, do you want to believe it or not? And many of us just don't want to believe it. And so we rationalize it, you know. Augustine said, you know, what the heart desires, the will accepts, and the mind justifies. So at the end of the day, the answer is our heart. Are we willing to believe it or not? And I think if people open up their heart to the possibility that this actually happened, then all the intellectual reasons and evidence and justification for it, it's all there. It's all there. It's entirely credible. You just have to be open to the possibility that it's true.